Having a niche in your private practice is not about creating some marketing gimmick. It really is about improving clinical outcomes, and I think that's something all of us can get behind. Yes, many of us were trained from kind of a generalist lens. We were exposed to lots of different types of therapies, lots of different issues to work with. This is great in the initial phase of our training, but as we continue to progress and develop, it's very hard to keep up on the research of all the different ways that you could be doing therapy and all the different kind of issues that are being presented. That's not to say that you won't have diversity in your practice, okay? You will, because the people that you work with will refer their friends, they'll refer family. It's people out there will be sending clients to you. But when you get really clear on who you like working with, who you get great clinical outcomes with, that is a benefit to the client. Let me explain. When you have a niche, you can tailor your intake process, your assessment process, your outcomes conversation questions that you're asking. You can keep up on the research. You can get specialized supervision or case consultation. And as you get feedback from your clients, because we all want to get feedback from our clients, that's what makes us a better therapists, we can improve our services, continuing a feedback of excellence, of improvement in our clinical outcomes. And I really don't know how people can be skilled in so many different kinds of therapies and stay on top of all the research. Maybe you can, and if you can, more power to you. That's awesome. But I think the majority of us are in information overwhelm, and there is something about settling in and being focused in our practice. So why don't we do this? If we know that niching is going to improve clinical outcomes, why don't we do this? I think that our mental health system is broken, and we're very scared that we can't help some of the people that come through our doors. We don't want to turn people away. But I think that serving a smaller group of people well versus spreading ourselves so thin that we burn out, that's not a solution either. But if we all got really clear on who we loved working with, where we get the best clinical outcomes, and we built a referral network, when someone contacts us, we can say, I know who would be a great fit for you. And this comes down also to your marketing. I said it wasn't a marketing gimmick, but it does influence your marketing. If you work with postpartum parents, you may want to connect with doulas and midwives and OB-GYNs. If you work with people post-divorce, you may want to contact divorce attorneys, family law attorneys, real estate agents, and accountants. Who you serve influences who you build relationships with, because we want to be able to provide great referrals to our clients. And that means really knowing the needs of our clients and being connected to people who can meet those needs in our community. So if we're trying to do all the things, we eventually will spread ourselves too thin. But what if we get bored? When we're talking about niching, we're not saying that you have to do this one thing forever, but we need to start somewhere, and over time that will grow and evolve. And besides, as you see clients, variety will come into your practice because they will be out in the world. They will refer to you, and you still will have some variety, but you'll have a clearer scope of competence and a knowing of what you're really good at working with and what needs to be referred out. And when I say what, I mean the issue, not the person. So what is your niche in your private practice? I would love to hear.